What's going on, YouTube? Today's February 4th, 2019. 11:45 in the morning here in Northwest Ohio. Plans for today. Earlier today I had to get rid of or do some paperwork, take it to the office for my other business. But I got all that squared away, so the rest of the day is mine. I love Mondays because it's the fresh start of a new week. I feel like I can get off to a good start if I have a strong Monday. And I'm not just talking sales. Sales will take care of themselves as long as all the other steps fall into place. And that's what I'm kind of more focused on today. I want to go on a big sourcing trip. There's my biggest bread and butter item. I probably sell 200 to 250 items per week. And here in Toledo, there is not enough in stock. I buy out everything that I can here, and once every other week I have to go up into the Detroit area and hit several stores up there to get what I need to make my sales. So today is a buying trip, going up to the Detroit area. Gonna start in Ann Arbor and work my way over towards Detroit. That's gonna be most of the day, and then in the evening it's gonna be my normal Monday prep party. So we got a big shipment to go out to Amazon. I did some sourcing at Ollie's on Saturday. Took my wife there for the first time, and she likes Ollie's too, for different reasons. She's going to redecorate our whole bedroom for like $100. But I've had a few people ask me like how I got my start, you know, because I'm kind of picking up in the middle here. Like, I've had a little bit of success on Amazon, a little bit of success on eBay, and I've started this YouTube channel, and people are like, okay, how did you get to the point where you're at right now? So I kind of want to give a 10-minute version of the story so far, if you will. And it started about a year ago. Actually, it was right around a year ago this time. I got into eBay drop shipping. I had experimented with it back in December of 2017, but I was in PayPal jail. For those of you that don't know, when you first start selling on eBay, PayPal will hold your funds for 21 days after you make a sale, or until I think it's 2 or 3 days after a customer leaves positive feedback for you on eBay. Kind of really cramps the style of a drop shipper, because the whole business model of drop shipping on eBay at the time was you're using other people's money and taking a cut. You don't need any capital up front. It was an awesome way to flip some cash and take a little bit off the top, basically for providing a service. It was almost parasitic the way it worked. But I made a couple sales on eBay back in December. Hit the qualifications to get out of PayPal jail, which is $250 in sales, 25 transactions, and 90 days of active selling on eBay. Once you meet those 3 criteria, you get your funds immediately when somebody buys something from you on eBay. So I hit those 3 criteria, then I just kind of put eBay on ice for 2 months until I got out of PayPal jail. Once I got out of PayPal jail, I was off to the races. I got myself some software, started drop shipping almost exclusively from Lowes.com. They had a pretty good cashback deal at the time. There were coupon codes, there were gift cards. It was really good. I was getting stuff for about 30 to 35% below retail by combining all 3 of those things. So there was definitely some money to be made there. I kind of got sick of drop shipping, for lack of a better term. It's not all roses, it's not all puppy dogs and rainbows. There are a lot of problems with drop shipping. The biggest one is Lowe's will say they have something in stock, you sell it on eBay, and then you place an order, and 2 days later, when you're expecting Lowe's to ship the damn thing, they send you an email saying, oh, it's out of stock and we'll have it in a week. And now you have to explain that to your customer, and it makes you look like you're not a very good seller. And if you do this a lot, that can really affect your metrics on eBay. And eBay recently has actually been banning a lot of heavy drop shippers because of these bad metrics. Just too many things that are out of my control as a seller when I drop ship. Now, if you are able to establish a relationship with a manufacturer or a distributor that will drop ship for you, and you have a lot better control and knowledge of what's in stock, then by all means go for it. And eBay's all about that still. They just don't like the people that are doing the retail arbitrage drop shipping, where you find something on Walmart.com for $10 and you sell it on eBay for $20. So after shipping and eBay fees, you're making $2 or $3. eBay is really not a big fan of that anymore. They haven't come right out and said they're going to ban everybody who's doing it, but in my opinion, and mind you, this is just my opinion, the writing's on the wall. Days are numbered for eBay dropshipping from retail outlets. So I kind of saw that was coming. eBay started suppressing dropshippers listings back in April of 2018. They just weren't showing up in search results the way it were. It was April 20th, and there was, across the board, you could just see like how many page views people were having, and it just, like, eBay flipped a switch. And if your account was flagged as a dropshipper, I mean, best of luck to you. Your page views were cut down to about 30% of what they used to be. We kind of combated that at the time by doing promoted listings. Which is, from what I hear, eBay is really focusing on getting everybody to use promoted listings now. So I did that for a while, but I just was not a big fan of it. And at the same time, I was starting to dabble on Amazon a little bit, and I experienced the same troubles everybody else did. I downloaded the Amazon app. I went to TJ Maxx one day with my wife. I'll never forget this. I went there with my wife, and she was doing her shopping deal, whatever, you know, wives do. And so I was there for about a half hour, 45 minutes with time to kill. I scanned anything I could think of that would be decent. And I found 2 items that I was ungated on. And one of them had a rank of like 1.5 million in kitchen, and another one was like a book with a rank of 3 million. And I knew enough from watching videos that I should check a Keepa chart. And by checking the Keepa charts, I would be lucky to sell either one of these items within a year. And so I did not pick either one of those up. I just kind of sat there frustrated, like, okay, how do you get started on Amazon? Because everything is gated. You know, unless it's like some off-brand, no-name piece of crap stuff that nobody has ever heard of, you can't sell it when you first start on Amazon. And so I kind of got frustrated. I uninstalled the app, actually, from my phone. I was just like, I'm just going to focus on eBay. But I kept watching these videos from this guy, Chaz, Side Hustle Pros, YouTube channel. Highly recommended if anybody hasn't checked it out. And I kept watching it, and he said, just keep getting out there, keep scanning stuff, keep scanning. And that's what I did. And lo and behold, I started scanning some stuff from Lowe's, and I found some drill bits. And I'll even give these, I'll tell you exactly what they were for me. They were DeWalt drill bits, which is very surprising because DeWalt is one of the strictest brands to sell on Amazon. But it turns out it's just their power tools that they have the strict restrictions on. If you plug it into the wall and it has a DeWalt label on there, good luck selling it. You have to be an official, licensed, authorized distributor of DeWalt products to sell on Amazon. But if it's an accessory, drill bits, saw blades, stuff like that, I was ungated right from the very beginning. Before I ever had a sale, I was ungated on DeWalt drill bits. I found a set that was on sale. They normally sold at Lowe's for $49.99. They had a sale that if you bought, I think you buy 3 of them, they were like a third off or something like that. And then I combined that with a cashback and coupons and discounted gift cards, and I ended up paying like $13 or $14 for these items at a retail price of $49.99. So I figured, okay, that's a good enough margin. I'm going to try something. I bought 6 of them. I sent them into Amazon. I sold one within about a week, and I was like, holy crap, this actually works, and I made some money. And so I was like, okay, there's something here. A little while later, I go to Office Depot, and I'm looking at the clearance section, and I find some Epson photographer, it was like Epson brochure paper. And I scanned it, and it had a good metric. So I picked those up on clearance, sent all 12 of those in. They all sold within about 2 weeks. I'm making like $5 or $6 a unit. There's a couple of leather day planners, like retired models, like, you know, coming out with a new model for the next year. So these were the last year's models. And they were going for $50 on Amazon. Picked them up for like $10 or $15. Sold the 6 of those. And it's like, wow, I mean, and these things were selling faster than my experience told me they would have sold on eBay. Because I've been on eBay long enough, I kind of get a feel for what a good velocity on a great item is on eBay, and Amazon was kicking its ass. And so then I noticed, even as I was just sold a couple of things, like a day planner, some printer paper, and a couple of sets of drill bits, I would apply for things, mainly categories at this point, but I'm applying for categories that I used to be gated in, and now I can get in. So I am a firm believer that first sale opens a lot of doors for you on Amazon, just that very first item. So go out there, just find something you can sell. I don't care if it's a book. Books are ungated for everybody. Just find something you can sell. And I don't know if I would recommend this, but it's a thought. Maybe even buy something that you're just going to break even on, but it has an okay rank, just to get your foot in the door. Just to show that you are a seller, you're active on Amazon, because it seems like Amazon, the more you sell, the more you can sell. Again, these are all just my opinions and my impressions from my experience. Other people might have different opinions. Excuse me. But anyways, I started selling a few items here and there. I was still mainly, eBay dropshipping was my main source of income. And then it came back to school time. And there was a back to school SKU, which I'm not going to give away because I plan on hitting this thing so hard people's heads will spin next year. But it was the #1 item in its category for about a month and a half, and for some reason I was ungated on it. And I went as deep as I possibly could on it. And in August of 2018, I had my first $10,000 month. $10,000 in sales. And I was making probably about 15%, 12 to 15% ROI on this item. I mean, I wasn't killing the game by any stretch, but as soon as these things were hitting the docks, they were sold. Normally when you send something into Amazon, it'll get checked in, and then Amazon will send it to a different fulfillment center so that it'll be closer, spread around the country, however they want to do it. And if you look at your listing, it'll, like, say something hit the docks today, February 4th. It'll say, Amazon will say, back ordered, available February 7th or February 8th or even 10th or 12th, like a week down the road. These were still selling even though they were on that back order status because the demand was so high because it was a back to school item. And I just couldn't get my money out of Amazon fast enough. As soon as I got my money, I'm going out buying more of these things because they were on sale at a big box store, and I was selling them on Amazon, making great money on them. It was just such a super fast flip that I did not mind the 10 or 12%. I could not keep them in stock. And this year coming up, I swear to God, if I have 20 or 30,000 liquid when back to school comes around and the opportunity presents itself again, I'm going on a road trip and I'm buying every single one I can get my dirty hands on. I swear to God I will, because the money was so good and so fast. But that's really what gave me a taste of Amazon, was getting those sales and just selling the same product 30 or 40 times in one day, sending in a case with 100 of them, and they're gone in a day and a half. And there's like 30 people on this listing. I wasn't the only show in town. Everybody was on this. The demand was outweighing the supply. The price was staying steady, but I mean, you just could not keep these things in stock. It was wonderful. But that's what opened my eyes that Amazon is the future of e-commerce, in my opinion. eBay is great for what it is. For one-offs, collectibles, used items, I think eBay is a great platform. But for retail, new in-box items, Amazon is where people shop if they're going online. So I made a commitment that I'm going to try to get ungated. I'm going to focus more on Amazon. I'm going to just go harder. September, I kind of had a slip back. I only had probably about $6,000 in sales because I didn't have that big of item, and some of the money that I was playing with, I took out, started paying my bills with it. October, I believe I had another $10,000 month. November, $18,000. December, I had $49,000. And I'm just pulling those numbers from memory. There might be a little off, but I believe that's about where I was each month of last year. I was blessed enough that I was able to get some loan, essentially. PayPal has a program called PayPal Working Capital, and they don't do a credit check. They just base that off of what your history with PayPal is. I had gotten one in the middle of the year just to kind of feel it out, get a little bit of capital and some spending money, and actually that's why I used to buy my taxi, to put my taxi on the road, was a PayPal Working Capital loan. I got that for like $9,000, I think it was at the time. I paid that off very quickly using my eBay dropshipping, like within 60 days. And so they were sending me offers. They actually even called me once asking me, do I want to take out another loan? Do I want to take out another loan? I finally decided that I was going to take out a loan and use it for Amazon. Not a violation of the terms of service. I checked over the whole wall of text, and most people just say, I agree. When taking out a loan of that size, you definitely want to read over all of the terms and conditions instead of just clicking a button. So I read it all over, and I determined that with the payback plan, the interest rates, I can make some money off of this. So I took out the biggest loan I've ever taken out for anything in my life, and I'm leveraging that money to run my Amazon business. Before making a loan like that, you have to know that you are going to be successful as much as you can know. Let me put it like that way. There's no sure things. Amazon can get shut down tomorrow for whatever reason. Probably not going to happen, but you have to, be confident in your decision. Check all the numbers, do the math, talk it over with some people whose analysis you would trust. Get some different opinions. I mean, this was a big decision, and I talked to a lot of people, and some people said I should not do it. Some people said I should do it. But finally, the decision was mine. I took the plunge. I took about $2,000 of that money, and I got myself an office. The office you see now in some of my videos, my computer set up, all the, my desk, and got out of my home. Got out of working from home because I was not being as productive at home. Because my wife would have music on, she's cleaning, there's just distractions, you play with the cats, you just can't, I couldn't focus. So I moved in the office first week of November, and it's been off to the races ever since then. Now I consider myself, from that point, a full-time Amazon seller. I've applied for a few different invoices to get ungated in different brands that I wanted to sell. Most were successful, some weren't. I'm doing everything that, a real business should do. I've got my tax ID number, I'm paying my taxes, I have an accountant, I have insurance. This is real life, this is big time, and this is how I'm paying my bills now. The month of, like I said, the month of December I had 49K in sales. I was really wanting 50, but, I did the best I could. January of 2019, I had a little bit of a step back, I had 41K. I ran out of stock of one of my best items, and it took about a week to get it back into stock. If you look at my sales for the first week and a half of January, I was averaging about 1,800 a day, and then it just dropped. Like one day it was 1,800, next day it was like 1,000, and then a week straight it was like $400 sales, because that one item that I have learned to lean on was out of stock and getting processed, shipped back into Amazon, getting checked back in. So that's why I'm at where I'm at today, because I have sworn to myself that there are 2 SKUs I'm never, ever running out of stock on. And one of them I have over 250 in stock. I've got another 75 on my table ready to be prepped tonight. And I'm going out to get another 200 count today, because I sell about 250 a week. And I do not ever want to run out of stock of this item again, unless the metrics change. As long as everything stays the way it is, the price points, Amazon's cost, the buy cost all stays the same, I will never allow myself to run out of this item again. Because I feel that like a regular store, like Walmart, is not going to run out of stock of Tylenol, for example. Because it's just something where people, hey, I need Tylenol, I'm going to go to Walmart. It's always there. They can depend on it. I don't want to ever run out of stock, because I know people aren't depending on my store. There's 6 or 7 FBA sellers on this item at all times. Some of them run out of stock, some of them come back a week or 2 later. They're just kind of dinking and dunking. They go buy 20 or 30 and they sell out. And maybe that's all their capital will allow them to do. But I figure as long as I'm always there, I'm going to be getting the buy box more often. I'm not sure if there's proof of this, but I feel that the longer you have an item in stock continually, the more than your fair share of the buy box you get. Like, let's say there's, just for argument's sake, there's 5 people on an item, and they all have the exact same metrics. They're 100% approval rates. Whatever Amazon looks at are all the same. But 3 of those guys are continually running out of stock, then they get it back in a week later, and then other people are coming and going on the list. The 2 people that stay in stock all the time, for some reason, I feel will get more than their fair share of the buy box after a while. Because I've noticed, like, this item that I got back into stock in the middle of January, and now I'm refusing to let myself run out, I'm getting more and more sales almost every day. And it's not like there's other people running out of stock. There's like 6 or 7 people on the listing constantly with me. I mean, there's a rotating few. There's a couple. There's one guy, he's got like 700 in stock. So I know he's not going anywhere. But there's other people that got 10, 12, 14, 16. I mean, they're going to be sold out in a day or 2, and then they're going to have to replun. So there's a constant rotating cast of characters on this listing. But I feel I am getting more than my quote-unquote fair share from the sales, and I think that's because I'm continually in stock. It's almost like Amazon says, well, we know that this guy's dependable, so we're going to give him a little bit extra. We're going to throw him an extra bone. Again, this is just my impressions. I don't know if there's any truth to it whatsoever, but that's how I feel. And, you know, what's the worst that can happen? You have a little bit sitting in stock, and, you know, it takes an extra week to sell. I would rather be in that boat than all of a sudden have my sales cut in half because my A1 bread and butter just fell out of stock and I wasn't paying attention. But this is my story up to now. Been selling on Amazon. You know, started off just like anybody else, restricted in everything a year ago, and today it's more like what can't I sell instead of what can I sell. Like, I'll go through a big box store and I find a new item and I'll scan it and it'll say, oh, you're restricted, and I will, if I've never scanned it before, if I've never checked it before, I'll open up the Amazon app real quick, I'll go to apply, and I am expecting to become ungated on it almost instantly. Unless it's a super huge big brand like Nike, come on, it ain't gonna happen. And Nike just has certain criteria for you to get ungated. There are some people that are grandfathered in because they've been selling for a long time, or they've done what it takes, you know, they've satisfied Amazon's requirements, and they are now ungated at Nike. But some sort of new brand like Phillips Milk and Magnesia, I'm not selling it, so I'll talk about it. I just scanned it for the heck of it. I was gated, I applied. Okay, you're approved to sell it. I'd never scanned it before, never touched it, but Amazon said, hang on, wait a second. Okay, yeah, go ahead. I decided to pass on it because the metrics weren't quite what I was looking for, but that's the example of where you can be at a good year in. If you dedicate yourself, just keep selling. Sell what you can, and then more doors will open. I have applied for 3 items, 3 brands I got invoices for. 2 of them I was approved within minutes. 1 of them I was denied 30 times and finally gave up on it. And then a month and a half later, I applied without even submitting an invoice, and Amazon said okay. So there are certain points in time. 6 months seems to be a big threshold for category ungating. And I would say about 9 months in is a big threshold for brand ungating. And so if you are active and doing what you can during those first 6 to 9 months, almost like a probationary period, if you do what you can, sell what you can, make a little money, there's going to be a day when all of a sudden you just apply for something and it's like, oh wow, that went through. And then you go back through your list of all the things you applied for and Amazon's asked for invoices, and you just go and reapply and automatically approved. It happened to me, and there was literally over 100 brands that I got approved for in one day when I realized, oh hey, I can sell this. Let me try some of my old stuff. And so just my I guess long-winded moral of the story is just keep fighting. More doors will open. The more you sell, the more you can sell. I think that pretty much sums up all I've got for you guys for now. Get out there, keep on fighting. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Any questions besides what I'm actually selling, because I'm not going to tell you that, please put a question down below. I'll try to answer them as best I can. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.